Welcome back to Carolingia's Test Kitchen. I'm Morwenna Western. In this episode, I am going to make candied violets. And I'm going to be using a recipe from Eleanor Fettyplace's recipe book. She writes, to candy flowers. Take your flowers and spread them abroad on a paper. Then clarify sugar as you do for rock candy. Let it boil till it be more than candy height. Then put in your flowers with the stalks upward and the flowers downward. As soon as they be through wet in the syrup, take them out and with a knife spread them abroad on a pie plate and set them where they may dry. The questions here are how much sugar and water to make a syrup, and what exactly is more than candy height? Well, to answer one of those questions, I just turned the next page to Eleanor Fettyplace's recipe for rock candy. She does give a hint about what candy height is and how hot the syrup should be. Let it boil till it bubble up in great bubbles. Then dip your finger in it and pull them asunder. And when it draws out in a string between your fingers and breaks in the middle and shrinks upward like a worm, it is enough. The second question was, so how much sugar and how much water should I use to make the syrup? So I turned to Martha Washington's book of cookery. Despite the 18th century sounding name, it actually contains some recipes from the 16th and 17th centuries. She says, take violets which are new and well colored, weigh them, and to every ounce of flowers, take 4 ounces of very white refined sugar, and dissolve it in 2 ounces of water. So boil it till it turn to sugar again. An ounce of violets is an awful lot, and I'm not sure my little violet patch has that many. I have 4 ounces of white sugar and 2 ounces of water. And I'm just going to start these on a low heat and stir them gently until the sugar dissolves in the water. My syrup has hit the thread stage, so I am going to go out and pick my violets. I'm back with my violet harvest. Just a note on working with edible flowers. If you are going to be eating your flowers, just know your source. You want to make sure they come from somewhere where they're grown without pesticides. I grow my own violets. Now I'm going to give these a good wash because they're probably a bit dusty, and we have feral cats who like to play in my garden. Back in a sec. I'm just going to follow Lady Fettyplace's directions. Take the flower, stem uppermost, dip it into the syrup, and when it is wet through, put it here on my pie plate and use a knife to open up the petals, which is easier said than done. After several hours of drying, we have candied violets. These are our Elizabethan violets candied with sugar syrup, and these are more modern crystallized violets made with brushing the violet with egg white and then sprinkling it with superfine sugar. How do they taste? It's really a matter of texture rather than taste. The Elizabethan violet is truly candied. It's got a hard candy shell around it, while the modern version is a little crispier and more crystallized. There you have it, candied violets, Lady Fettyplace's way. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Carolingia's Test Kitchen, and until next time, keep cooking.